I'm not done anyway. But what I'm saying is now when you're going out there, you're gonna get on video, try to put the focus on the people you're gonna speak to. Because even when I was doing my makeup and I was getting ready to go out there and talk about Brave, I had to make sure that I was of the right heart talking to you guys. That it wasn't just about sales and it wasn't just about get on my class. It was about the principle of do it now. That was really the principle. It was you don't have forever to wait to start your business. You don't have as long as you think. You can wait for destiny all day long, but you will be crying the closer you get there, the closer you get to the end of your life saying, I could have started this 10 years ago. I could have started this 20 years ago. That's why the principle was really riveting, because it's like you're choosing to wait for a time when everything's perfect. But I can pick at anything in my life and say, this is not the right time to have a business. Like I can find anything, just anything. I could look at my light bill and be like, girl, stop doing this business. It's killing us. And just look at, it'd be something petty like that, right? And I could just mow over that and be like, oh God, I don't need that. You know what I mean? Like there's never going to be a time you feel comfortable if that's your excuse. Like, everything has the ducks in the room. Oh yeah, tax return. Oh please, you're not going to use your tax return for coaching. Like, stop. You're not going to use your tax return for your business LLC. You're going to use your tax return, go shopping, and forget all about that if you wait that long, right? But not you, because you're investing in yourself. But that's the issue with waiting too long. So I had to make sure that when I come out there, that whatever derivative of what I'm going to say is that the whole point is do it now, do your destiny, calls for it. So what you're doing when you're talking about chaotic beauty, you have the upper hand. Your I help statement. The women you want to help. There are people who need help with beauty and things with their hair, tips that probably they would have never known, because they're really concerned with their insecurities and how they look and things of that nature. And you're alleviating that pressure with 30 years of experience in beauty to tell them something that it'll take them like 30 minutes to figure out. You can tell them in 1 minute. So that is why you are the savior for them in that way. So you have that upper hand. So it's not really what you're going to say that you're worried about. It's the overall look of it when it's done. And being
when I'm looking, I'm like, man, my Instagram don't look that bad. I am gonna clean it up and delete some of the things. I do like those sayings that I did. I had started that a long time ago. I was just to inspire people with adventure and things like daily quotes, but I still use those, but I'll just say it or put in a different thing.
Yes, like I recreated a lot of my posts, right? Like when I went to my post and I went and I recreated woman of God, something woman of God. Like this one, it didn't used to look like that. I redid it. It was like a Facebook post picture.
You blurred you out. I mean, I want to know how to. Okay, one thing before we go off of here, I want to know how to do that, because even if I use this, I mean, I ain't got to use your exact symbol. I can use my own, but I can change the color. I know my colors are red, black, and white, and they always.
Yeah, I can definitely
because that's the chaos. That's the red, the black, and then the white, or the black and the white, and then that red brings the color.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you can do that. Like you can have a set of colors, a set for each post, same font, but just different. You get to mix it around the colors, and they're like, oh, I get her color scheme now. It's orange, yellow, black. Yours is, it's snaps. What was it? Purple,
black, white, and red, black, and white. Basically,
okay, red, black, and white. Red, black, and white. So you mix those colors together for your post. So really, I want to speak to the things that the business needs. So this is just the upfront stuff you need before we move forward to me showing you how to do templates and stuff. But what are the things we need to accomplish for your business to fill it up, to make sure it's completely finished, right? Obviously, we need an intro. We know that already. But what we need to do is get you a website for people to go browse on, So just to finish the look of everything you need, we got to finish the business card so that you are set up with a office, okay? Your business card is your office and your website's your office. That's where they get to know you. That's where they get to click on everything. You have your store, because your website's going to be a little bit more multifaceted because you have an online store and you have your coaching services. So there's two different worlds in one site, but to simplify it, we just want to split it between beauty and fashion. That's just the simplest way to do it. So once we have those things set up, then we're going to have everything full view. But what I was saying as a good idea for you to start off is do a link tree. Get a link tree so that when they go to your website, they can just click on your Calendly link to book a session. And then the other link in there will be either your Facebook page. They can go to that to check out your stuff. It'll be just more gallery pictures of your earrings and things of that nature. And then the link tree is also a way for you to purchase things. So they can purchase a session from you in the link tree. So if you want to purchase a session to meet with you and things of that nature, you can put your picture there. And then in the background, it's very simple. It's just a whole bunch of tabs. And a lot of people use link trees to monetize their business and things of that nature while you do your website. So the website link will be coming soon or something like that, you know? And then you'll be working on that. So that way you kind of have that out of your head, like, oh, I don't have that set up. I don't have that set up, you know?
Yeah.
Have something to start off with. Your main link is book the session, like that's your main link, you know. But you know, because I don't really feel good about setting people to a Calendly link on the Instagram because it's not fancy enough for me. I'm like, I want to send people to a site, you know. Send me to a Calendly. It's like, oh my god, it's super official. Okay, they're right. You want to have them have some kind of experience with you. So that's why I say you do the link tree for, serious buyers and things like that. Just click on it and go get it. And I know there's a link tree is super cheap. It's like $6 a month. So that you can do the paid option for them to pay for the session and things of that nature So, oh, wait. Sorry. Linktree has an option for you to buy things from the tab, but I think you still have to charge them for your session on Calendly. Otherwise, they'll just book the session and then it won't charge them anything. So what I think you can do for Linktree, you can use Linktree to pay for the session, but they can just put the book a free session to come meet with you first, explain what you do, tell them everything that you're going to do for them, but don't tell them everything you're going to do for them up front. First, find out what they truly want, and then ask them and search in your heart as they're talking to you. Can I do that for her? Can I do that for her? And then you offer what you have for them in that specific area of what they want. So that will be something that you'll want to explore on. And then I want us to figure out what your pricing is. So what I think will finish the summary of what I'm saying is we need to do, and I'm not going to stop messing with you on the intro video. You need to do an intro video. And then we need to create your Calendly, if we haven't already done that, and add it to your link tree, which is something you need to do as well. And then we need to officially create your coaching class idea. I want you to just figure out an idea for a coaching class. And then I want you to create a, I'm trying to think of I want you to be clear on the problem you solve in your business. And then I want you to be clear on the solutions you're providing in your business. And and then what was it? Solutions. The solutions you're providing in your business, and then from there you create a coaching program, and a price. So we want to be able to have that accomplished within our sessions together. And ultimately, not last but not least, the website and the online store. So we just got to move through some things internally to get there, but we will get there. It's not impossible. You know what I mean? So that's I would say, intro is number one. Create the Calendly and Linktree is 2 and 3. And then clear on the problem and solving your business and the solutions is 4 and 5. And then obviously you'll create a coaching program from your solution for your business, for the people, and a pricing point for maybe a monthly service with you or a longer term, 3 months. And then lastly, the online store and websites. So that would be 6 and 7. So those are the things I feel like we need to do in order for your business to start feeling complete. And then of course, we'll talk about analytics. We'll talk about the business model you want to choose as to how you're generating your revenue, what techniques you use for sales and things of that nature. So those are just things that you want to look out for while we're going through this. Again, we have to you have to move through the internal stuff to get there, because there's going to be a little bit of a headache sometimes, but that's normal. So, it's normal to have that, because we want to make sure that we're progressing as much as possible towards the goal that you want. Ultimately, Chaotic Beauty is a brand.
I was hesitant on the intro too until I got Linktree and Calendly and stuff, because creating the intro, I have nowhere to send them. I don't have the other stuff set up yet. So that's why I'm like, I want, when they see the intro, boom, click the link. And I mean, because there's no point of me doing all the things like click the link. I can't say any of that because I don't have any of that.
Right. I mean, you can create a Calendly session today for them to create a Calendly. All you need for Calendly is just the setup. Of course, you set it up. So do you need help setting up your Calendly? Do you need help doing that?
Yeah, I need help doing that. And why do you prefer that over Google's calendar and stuff?
I mean, you do the thing with Calendly is it automatically generates your availability. That's why I like Calendly. So that nobody's picking random times that you're not available. Does that make sense? So it's like, no, I got to pick up my kids. If they pick up 5 p.m. every time, that's going to be super inconvenient for you. You know what I mean? So that's why I chose Calendly, because at first I didn't have any of that. I just used my website, and they would just go fill out a form, and then from there they could sign up. There's a bunch of different scheduling sites. If you don't love Calendly, that's the one I use, because I
was just asking, because Google offers the Google Calendar, and I need to know this stuff because I'm be coaching. I'm gonna be telling people the same stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to be not knowing. Oh well, I use Calendly because my coach had told me I should use Calendly. So
no, it's a good question. I mean, I think that with Google Calendar, the only thing with Google Calendar is they can't go to your Google to schedule anything. You have to do it. So if you can't send them your Google Calendar and be like, set up something here. You have to do it yourself and give them your availability time frame by word of mouth. And you could do that or through messaging, but it's just cleaner for them to click on a link and just set it up. And it lets them and it makes them have to fill something out and put, what do I want from the session? Because you don't want to go into the session blind. They're like, wait, why are you here? I was interested in this. And, they have to like start over. They feel like you weren't listening, kind of thing. So Calendly has a box where it tells you what they want from the session. It tells you their email, so you have their information. With Google Calendar, you can't do all that stuff. They can't click on anything there. There is another type of scheduling app as well, but this is the one that I was introduced to, so that's the one I'm comfortable with. But this is just it's suggestion, but it's definitely something I think is good for people to be able to just go click and get in there and get their information. And also,
Well, like,
when you book the Calendly, you can put it's a Zoom meeting. So it generates a Zoom meeting ID in your Zoom app. So Zoom reminds you, you have a session, you have a session, you know? So that's why I like Calendly, because it sends them a confirmation that they just booked a session with you too. So they're like, oh, I can you know, so that's
and
part
to
of
do,
it.
uh, I would need to, I guess I would need to know that stuff too, how to, I did get an EIN number. So I would need to know how to do the business part, the tax stuff, I mean, all of that. It's a whole lot of stuff to do. But I did get I don't know, do you use the QR code? I was trying to make a QR code for my thing.
Mm,
And Instagram already has one created for you.
okay, you know, I
That's
didn't do that.
that's
I don't usually use them. Um, I know it's super handy, but I don't know, I just never thought of it. I'm just traditional that way. I haven't used the QR code. But if you want to use the QR code and tell people, hey, just scan it on the thing, that's
yeah, I
great.
have the number on there. I have the number on there. I just didn't want to overcrowd the card. I wanted to put the title, the symbol, and the thing. I really didn't even get the motto on there, condo, whatever. Um, but the QR code, when they scan that or something, they'll be able to go to the link to the Instagram, and then I guess all of this stuff will be linked to it. And then I got what the number I put on there was a Google number.
Oh,
I talked to you years ago through my Google number. I still see a
oh,
chat
wow.
from a where we chatted
Yeah, you
4 years ago.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, you can use the QR code. I always say it's good to put the information on there. That way they can they can go to your stuff and things of that nature. But since yours is mainly housed in Instagram, you can do the QR code. I say still I would put like, chaotic underneath chaotic beauty, you can still put your I help statement. You still want to put that you're a beauty coach somewhere, so that way they know this card is for my beauty coach, so they won't be like, oh, just chaotic beauty. Like they won't forget you, but just it's good for them to have that information somewhere on the card, even though there's a QR code, so that they'll remember what they're QR coding, you know what I mean? So that they won't be like, oh, this is just what, because they might think, oh, this is lipstick, am I buying lipstick or something like that, so it's good to have that information there. And you can also put your you can put your like you say, your Google number on the somewhere, and you can also put the I'm trying to remember your
Oh,
handle.
I'm trying to go through my stuff, and that's you. That's all. That's your screen. Cause I see the link tree up there, and I'm like, hey, I got a link tree or something. But
Oh yeah, that's I was looking at mine because I was looking at options that you can look at for your link tree for when you want to start your site. It just has some options here. It was the appearance section. I would definitely recommend upgrading so that they can actually pay for things. But these are the options they have for Linktree. I think down here you can make your own like box amount cover, and then there's different options here that they have. The ones that are upgradable are a little bit more, are a lot more professional. This one's like just basic kind of and stuff like that. And then I had mine from beforehand. Let me see. What's my link tree? Where's my situation?
I'm gonna have to look at it like maybe just for under $200 a month, I can run $1 billion company or something. Because to have a budget for
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a bank account and stuff. I'm gonna get a business banking. I'm gonna need to know how to get business credit and stuff.
Yeah, I know I have a friend that she knows all that stuff, and she knows about like, okay, you need to do this, you need to understand this, what do you need to do with this and stuff like that, like the legal, the taxes, writing off stuff, things like that. I definitely and find someone for that. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, get your license definitely. And once you get your license, and you create what you call it, I think they have, yeah, once you get your license and stuff, for people to get there and you get business and stuff like that, we're kind of creating the interface of the business, just the interface, the ability for them to come and buy from the business and things of that nature. But as far as the business loans and tax and stuff like that, you'll find out, you'll find that out as you're moving forward. You do need to know all that information. It's really good for you to get that information. Some of that stuff is really easy to figure out just by going to, looking it up, YouTube University. But some of the stuff is, got to be careful who you're listening to. So if there's someone I know, I trust, that I go to for, like, figuring out how I get my LLC or how I handle the taxes of my business, because remember that coaching is not regulated. So you're going to need to create a contract. So you're gonna have to create a contract between your clients, depending, because once they get the price from you and stuff like that, it's just so that they don't do you wrong. You know what I mean? Like, or they end up not paying their sessions or stuff like that, and let them know what is to be expected if they don't pay for their sessions, or if they take too long, or things like that, or if they
I prepaid.
mistreating.
That is prepaid.
Yeah, right, exactly. Facts are facts, right? Like, if you want to do payment plans or so, that's why people have to do contracts. Sometimes people do contracts to address the refund situation. What happens if I don't like you, and are you going to give me a refund, and all that kind of stuff? That's part of the stuff that you want to do in the contract, and then what you expect from them in the contract is also something that you can look into as well. And you can create it as I think there's a way to create a digital contract. There's a way to create a it really depends on how many clients you have. Also, it also depends on what you want to use the contract for, what you want to protect yourself from as well. And ultimately, it's people, talking about you and things like that, and saying, oh, I didn't like that, and things of that nature. That's what the contract kind of protects you from, so that people, we have a mutual agreement kind of thing. That's why I always tell you, if the things are recorded, if it's confidential and things of that nature, and no session is shared with anyone, all your recording links are private, so no one has access to them. So that's just kind of having that initial conversation with them so that they know and feel safe with you. But I haven't had any legal problems with my business, praise God. It was just if
Well,
someone is having issues or something like that, and if you don't feel comfortable working with someone, just don't work with them. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, I don't know about this person. I don't know. They might be a problem later. You can kind of sense that by the spirit too. But I think for now, I say, you want to get the ground of your business up and running. That's why I was mentioned. That's why I would say, in the beginning of your business, to get your feet wet, you want to start with one or two pro bono clients, and then after you give them like maybe 2 sessions for free, you go ahead and quote them your fee and see how they liked it, to give you some testimonials, get you feeling comfortable. But if you want to start with pay up front, that's fine too. You can do pay up front, and then you'll just be like, okay, let me know how it goes. Give me some real feedback at the end of our, program or sessions and stuff like that. And they can be cool with that as well. Because with makeup and beauty, they tell you up front if they don't like that thing. They'll tell you, they'll be like, I don't know about this. I don't like this look up. You know what I mean? So it's kind of just getting yourself out there right now, because I know all the stuff that with contracts, tax, it can bog you down. But that's why you have to make sure you have a business to run first before you think about business loans, taxes, and all that kind of stuff. If your business isn't generating income, it's going to be kind of hard to deal with all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
people are first or so, because you can get sued and you can get in a lot of trouble and stuff. And so working with my friend that works with the sober homes, several people have already, like, it's some people that, oh yeah, became coaches already and stuff. She's trying to give it to me. So like, Jay, get your stuff going on, because the sober homes, the sober living homes that she runs or whatever. She said though they can charge insurance. We can offer that and it'll be charged through the insurance because I'm not because I'm not have a degree. I can do 30-minute sessions as a coach, but I can charge through the insurance and stuff. So that's why I want to get everything legit. So I may start my intro and everything, but do coaching coming soon or coach to the public coming soon, so that you don't get sued, because there's all kind of stuff out there that you can be sued on. I was looking at a thing and it said they can sue a tenant. A tenant can sue the landlord because they slipped in the bathtub because the water made it slippery or whatever. It's all kinds of silliness out there. But one thing she's going through now, I thank God, because he's showing me this stuff. Because one thing, and I just got off the phone with her, people aren't paying. They're supposed to be paying their one something, 180 a week or whatever, just still under like $800 a month. They're not paying it. So she has to pay the mortgage and she got to pay the light bill. She got to do all that stuff. They're not paying it. She didn't make, when we go like tomorrow, we go to Anuvia to the place. That's also where I can, they want to work with me too. Cause I said, I'm a coach and I'll, help put together outfits and things. This is like volunteer to get my foot in there, but we go there and she immediately takes home people or whatever. They just fill out a form, but they don't sign contracts and she don't have them even pay deposits up front anymore. She waived the deposit and all that. And so now it's like just screwed kind of.
She definitely needs to reframe her business model because it's hurting her that she doesn't have a place to protect herself in the pay area. She needs to start, if she's working with insurances, I don't know how she gets paid out from their insurance, but
not working with insurances. She's not, but I can, as a coach, I can offer that service to the sober living, like, because this will help them. My whole thing is when they're recovering addicts, whatever, it'll help them get on their feet and stuff. I wish I could. One lady, I did take her out and I did take her shopping and all that and stuff. She relapsed and she did leave. I bought her some clothes. She didn't have any clothes, nothing off the streets coming out of the place. And she was real small, on crack real bad or whatever. So there was nothing that could fit her. So I took her to Walmart. We shopped in the kids section. She could fit, she's a 48-year-old woman. She could fit small size 10 kids clothes. And then I took her to Rack Room Shoes. And instead of just buying her anything, I bought her a nice pair of Tommy Hilfiger boots and something else or whatever. And she's like, man, nobody's ever done this for me before. That type of thing. God told me, I told you my scripture is Isaiah 59 through 61, or 61, about the turning of beauty for trading beauty for ashes, and I will cause people to praise him on my behalf or something like that. And that's why I wanted to do Chaotic Beauty.
Yeah, it's a beautiful brand. I love it. I mean, that's something very, very special that you have, access to, the sober living and you being able to change women's lives with your time and your dime and things of that nature. But now it being reframed into your coaching business is such a great opportunity to help people. So, when you go out and you do the intro or whatever, or anything like that, it isn't going to be iron. It's not going to destroy. It's good. Whenever you get out there and you're trying to create things and set up things, we want to work through the internal to make sure that you can get the stuff done that you need to do in the very beginning. Because before we get to, the business tax and the things like that lady was going through, is she needs to reframe how the way that she collects her payments, because what it seems like is she's moving away from the money conversation. She's moving away from the conversation of how what do I expect from you kind of thing, because she needs contracts and stuff, and she needs to, you know, if you haven't paid for her sessions, we're not going to be able to, you know, continue to assist at this time because this is a for-profit business, or because this, you know, this place is not available if you're not paying for it. You know, like the expenses don't
That
allow for you to do this.
because they pay cash. So a lot of them pay cash. I'm like, well, why are you accepting cash as
Yeah.
a form of rent? You know, at least it don't. They can get a prepaid card and it'd be a
Yeah.
Visa card reloadable. And I'm gonna tell her that too. Get a reloadable prepaid Visa card, and that way they can put their rent on there. And then some of them are working, some ain't, or some, you know, they're not. And then when they relapse, they just up and go. They still have a debt on their account, and then the house managers ain't really holding accountable and
Yeah.
making sure. It's a mess. But she works her tail off,
Yeah.
networking and trying to get people in there. But the thing
Yeah.
is, they're not staying. I
Yeah.
want I want to build my foundation first,
Yeah.
because I know what God told me about my business and where it's going. And the organized chaos, I'm finished. Organized chaos will be my man side.
Yeah.
God told me that today, organized chaos, because men is part of my ministry too.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's great. And that's why it's so crucial to talk about where is the business going? What do we have missing? What are our gaps? What is the potholes? I don't, you know, like, yeah, what are the potholes? What are the missing links and stuff like that, so that you can figure out how to bring it all together, you know? And the reason why I stress doing the intro video is because it's going to give you breakthrough. It's not only so that the business will be sold and you'll get a whole bunch of clients coming to your link, you know, even if you're saying in the video for you know, go ahead and DM me so that we can book our first session together. It's a way for you to, one, get practice coaching. You want to practice as much coaching as possible. You want get people to know, I want to help. If the business is open, then that means you're ready for service, you know? So once you get the service in there, then you get to see and tweak things as you go, because you're until you coach people, you don't know how you're going to be. You don't know how it's going to work out. You don't know how you're learning how to actively listen to them. You're learning how to coach them, and a bit of counseling is in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So one of the things, the last thing I was saying, it's not the last thing. It's like in the between all of the things you need to be doing is you need to increase your ability to coach people. You need to work on your ability to talk to the people, find out what it is you do well when you're talking to the people, and enhance your gifting, so that all throughout the time that you have free time, you're reading up on how to, you know, you're reading up on, you know, how people, you know, how to listen to people, you know, what are their ticks, what makes a person tick, you know, what makes them feel safe, things of those kind of things. And you're constantly thinking, okay, what coaching program do I want to be a part of so I can get certified? All those things are ways for you to get better at coaching the people so that you feel stronger in your service. What kind of fashion tips are out there that you feel they need to know, that are the latest fashion tips or the latest beauty tips and things of that nature? You know, what would you want to know if you were them? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of problems are they having? And why are those the problem they're having? That's why I said get clear on your problem, get clear on your solution, the problem that they're having and the solution that they need. So you want to make sure you're effective in giving them your best by being the best. You know what I mean? So, you know, you keep on growing and stuff like that, and keep researching the coaching schools. And you can circle back to Coach Tech Nine. I was just talking to my mentor just now, and you know, so this is something that you can continue to do as a goal, because like you said, you want a strong foundation. The biggest, strongest foundation you have is being great at what you do. That is the greatest thing. And the good thing is that you're really great at beauty and you have such a strong background, but be a lifelong learner of it. Keep learning, keep growing, keep progressing, because they're going to hear they're going to hear the depth of knowledge through the video. They're going to hear that you know what you're doing through the video. The clients are happy, the testimonials, you know, when the greatest testimonials are testimonials that you don't ask people to do. you know, like the greatest one is like, you know, like the ones you shared, you know, and I didn't tell you to share that about Brave or anything. You just did it because you were blessed by how I was coaching you and stuff like that. And that's when it makes me see, okay, this is progress. You know, that's awesome. You know, that things are moving forward, and it starts to become a natural thing, because what people are going to do for you, and my other client, she had that too. People just told other people that she was good at lash tech, being a lash tech. So that's why you keep on pushing what you do, because you already have testimonies. You already have people that know you're great, you know? So you just keep on, you know, doing that, and you want to sharpen all year long. You don't want to ever feel like, I don't know what this industry is about. This is something I need to work on, whatever you're nervous about. But also strengthen your strong, what you're already good at. You want to strengthen that and stuff like that, because that's so, so crucial, so that we don't lose sight of the goal of effectiveness, right? Because we can have the setup, we can have the website, we can have the links and all that. But if they're not happy, it's not going to work, you know? You know what I mean? So you just keep on learning how to, and also onboarding. You got to create emails. You got to create intro emails, welcome emails, task lists, whatever you're doing for them to make them feel like they're special and that you care about them. You want to keep them all in an Excel spreadsheet. I don't want to bog you down with Excel yet because you don't have clients yet, but it will become a conversation later on. You're going to want to get an Excel spreadsheet for your leads, for the followers on your Instagram. You're going to want to put all of them, the ones that you've spoken with, on a spreadsheet to keep up with them, follow up with them, find out what they're doing, where they're at, you know? See if they want a service from you, see if you're offering some free content to them, see if you're connecting to them in any way. Are they having any problems? Do they need a quick session with you? Things like that. So those are the overall things I think will really sharpen our focus in the sessions moving forward, so that we can make sure we have a clear direction. We have so far. We have a lot of work done. It's good work. I think the Insta bio and the posts are going well. You are getting traction, even though you're pushing yourself. You're pushing yourself. You know what I mean? You're pushing yourself and it's working. But now we want to be more directed, deliberate, so that you can start to check some stuff off the list. Okay, I did my Calendly today. If that's all you can do today, you can do that. You know, I did my Calendly and I did my intro video. So if you want to set up Calendly before you do the intro, that's fine. Do the Calendly, get that set up, do that. Put that as your link if you don't have your link tree set up. And then let them know, click the link in my bio, link in my bio. Everyone does that on Instagram. Click the link in my bio, you can say that in the video, right? But we don't want to keep Calendly as the link there. We want to use a link tree link because it's just cleaner. So, you know, and I'm gonna show you a test shot of how I created my link tree. But go ahead if you know you had something to say.
That's the website, Linktree?
Yeah, it's like a mini website with links.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you. Wait, before I go, did you write all that stuff down with the 1 through 7 thing that I told you about? What we need? I get ahead of myself.
I got everything written down.
Okay. Yeah, because I think because I have to make sure I don't shumble it up myself, because I added some stuff as I was talking. So it was intro video, Calendly, and then it was the link tree. And then I said clear on problem, clear on solution. And then I also said to increase the effectiveness of your coaching, look for a certification program. And then from your solution and problem, create a coaching program and a price for either 1 month or 3 months with them. And then you can, at the very last least, you build your website out and your online store. So that, if we get all that done, oh my goodness, we are super rock stars. Oh yeah, the business cards. I mean, but you're pretty much done with your business card. I mean, you can do that tonight, you know.
Just tweak something, because I do want to add. There's nothing there about the coaching part, but I was like, the front half could be, because right now I'm using them to give people my thing for because everybody's saying I like your earrings. And what I'm doing is I had a whole bunch of old
Mhm.
cards, and I'm like, I got the same number on there. I'm
Yeah.
gonna use it up. And people just, I'm like, hey, I'll give you a card. Give you a card. I've been giving out cards.
Okay, that's good. That's really creative. That's smart because that's being innovative. That's being resourceful. Like, let me just use what I have. It has my information. And then when I get my cards done, I can start giving to them for chaotic beauty, because they still can reach to you. They don't have to know that, it's chaotic beauty just yet, like it's in the works. It's in the works. I feel like when you're a
I'm
business like Nine Lives, you're,
styling. I
you're good.
own styling too.
You what?
Cutting up and styling is on it.
Oh, cutting up selling. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Can still do hair and makeup, all that kind of stuff. You know. Oh snap, yeah. So Linktree and stuff like that. So, that's good because I was gonna also talk about what your strategy is for client acquisition, where you feel comfortable. Because I know we're online right now, but we're gonna have to start directly contacting people to see if they're interested in services, to talk to them, get comfortable with talking to them. You want to be talking to people every day as long as the business is open. You want to be telling them the updates. This is coming up soon. I have this class up soon, or I'm doing this. I'm creating a pop-up shop, or I have this week of availability. You want to talk about it like it's commonplace, like your business is commonplace, to make them feel comfortable with you, so they won't feel like, oh my God, she's sleazy and sad. Like get all that stuff out of your head. Like don't think of yourself as a sleazy person. Think of yourself as I'm telling you what I'm excited about. I'm telling you about something that's going to change your life and mine. I'm telling you about the change I'm making in this world right now. That's why I'm sharing.
Okay.
So you have to reframe that in your head. Because I know it's going to come up after you talk to that 15th person. You'll be like, I am such a sleaze, man. Like I am full of myself.
I told the kid last night, I was like, look, you know, Elon Musk said, I'm gonna take people I'm gonna create some electric cars and I'm do some space stuff and go into space or whatever. And people like, yeah, right. I'm gonna conquer the world. I'm gonna take over Jeff Bezos. I'm gonna turn books into this, and I'm gonna be one of the richest men in the world. And they seriously go. 1 minute they tell you to dream. And
Mm-hmm.
it's life so contradicting, honestly.
Yes, it is.
It's like dream. You need to dream bigger. You dream bigger. People like you need to get your head out the cloud and stop
Yeah,
dreaming. You're just
exactly. Exactly. People wanna tell you to, be positive and have a vision for your life and you're gonna do great things. But when you do great things, they're like, okay, slow down. Hold up. You all up in my space. Why are you all up on Facebook and Instagram? Oh my goodness, you're doing the most. And I'm like,
you
but you
just
don't
keep
understand.
posting and post. Jay, you need to post more. You should post more. You need to get out there and telling you all that when you're not doing it. And then they're like, yeah, you just keep popping up on my. Do you ever sleep? Gosh. And I mute that person for a while because you don't want to.
Yeah, because this is the sensitive thing about business is we want to have really supportive people around us right now. We don't want someone that's going to talk us out of it because this is not just some random feeling I had in my head and I want to sell bunny slippers. This is a business. Like I'm not selling bunny slippers and showing up on your feed taking pictures of bunny slippers. Like I want to change lives.
Are making money bunny slippers, especially around this time with which coming up. They selling them bunny slippers out here. They out here in the streets.
I bet they are. I don't find out what the bunny slippers. My mama wants some house shoes. I've been thinking about it. No, but seriously, you're gonna find out who your real friends are when you own a business. You're gonna find out. People will be like, I was so with you, but like most of my prospective clients, they still know me, they still talk to me. They weren't offended because they weren't in my people group. They weren't in my they don't feel nothing of it because they don't have this background of me where I was something else. They just have me as this. So they're like, oh, you're just out there, you're bold, you're just talking about what you're doing, you're really making a difference. They don't think, oh my gosh, she's in my feeds again. Oh my goodness, she's messaging me again. What? Did it?
But
Like,
most
you know.
people are the ones that bug the crap out of you and stuff. And you eventually you gonna see if you know you go by. I can't stand at my apartment the Chinese restaurant keep on putting the stuff up there on the clip to you. But one day you gonna sitting around like I ain't got nothing to eat. I can't think of cooking. You know what? Where's that flyer? You want to go get it out the trash, the recycling, or get it out the drawer.
Exactly. You never know when that moment's gonna happen. And when the person's gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and just go ahead and order some Chinese from you because I was starving. And you know what, I found that you was the bomb and you're the only place I want to go to now. So you're my recommended. Oh, this is a crazy business testimony I had. Like when I first started, didn't even know what I was doing. Didn't know what I was doing. And I thought, I don't know if it was me. I think it was Holy Spirit because there is no earthly way that I came up with this idea. But I'm cheap, so I'm not cheap. Like I'm wealthy in the name of Jesus. But I in the beginning of my beginnings when I was a brokey, I I was cheap, okay, and I was thinking of the best way to open my poetry events again, right? Because I didn't want to do it at my house. I was like over that whole thing. So I was like, I want to do something different. And I thought this idea because I loved
Do something. Make your face bigger, so I
oh yeah, I don't know why we're sharing anymore. Where are we sharing? Okay. All right. Sharing anymore. Always here to hear my okay, so okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so the business plan, the business thing I came up with because I always made Thai food and did poetry. So I was like, I lost my team. Like they ended up couldn't be a part of my business team anymore. So I lost my cook and I lost my assistant. So I had to do everything myself, but I wanted to be a success and all those kind of things. And I knew if I was cooking, that I could not focus on the poetry and the delivery and all that stuff. And my friend couldn't cook, so that wasn't happening. All right, so you're supportive, you're a beautiful hostess, but that's not gonna work out for me.
You were cooking. You started a cooking thing. You were cooking.
I cooked Thai food and had people come and listen to my poetry in the very beginning of my poetry business. So I was like, Thai food and poetry. I'm like, I know in hindsight that's probably why all the guys showed up. I'm hungry, girl. you know. So the first time I did that, I was cooking, but it was a disaster because I didn't prep correctly and the food wasn't done before they came in. And I didn't do my makeup before they came in. So it was a hot mess. And I did all of that during the event. So they came and helped me cook. You know that's bad when the guests are cooking with you. You know that's an issue. Like
I know all my events, everybody come here, blow up a balloon. All my elaborate parties don't start till an hour later. And it's like, look, here, you blow up a balloon, you tie this, here, building balloon arches. They ain't never did it before. They stirring up stuff, cooking stuff to get this 1-year-old party that I just
you know, that makes sense. And I was just so embarrassed because I was like, God, this is not going the way. So I ended up realizing you need a cook. You need to get a cook. They need to do it. You focus on the poetry, come there, look amazing, talk and all that kind of stuff. Let them eat in the background. So I was like, since I don't have my team, I'm going to do something different. So I went and looking for a venue. Venues were expensive. So I was like, you know, so I had to look for something cheaper. So I decided, okay, this business idea came into my head and I went to Mediterranean cuisine or something. Forgot what their name was. It was a really good name. I don't remember. Whatever. It was Mediterranean food. And I was like obsessed with the Mediterranean food now. And I was like, I like Mediterranean food. So the guy, he was, he had like a local shop, but it was like a big spot. It was great for sound. It was great for me to speak and bring my little my little mic stuff there, but I had to get permission. So I was like, well, if I bring people here to eat to a restaurant, can I have my poetry event at your spot? And he was like, no, 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 no. Okay. I was like, okay. So he's like, make sure they buy though. And I was like, yeah, 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 yeah. So that was my first time using a venue that I didn't have to pay a dime for and having a restaurant's collaboration with my poetry. So we were going to do it, consistently. The only problem was they thought my people only spent only a little bit of money on the thing. I'm like, what? I was serious, because they ordered like fries and some of them ordered like real stuff. He was being a stickler, but it was okay, because right after that I got an offer from Marco's Pizza to do my poetry for them for free again. And they were gonna, they told me to, of course, bring people and stuff like that, but they didn't trip when people weren't buying and stuff. They were like, we believe in you and whatever. So they tried to snatch me from the Mediterranean place, because they were like, we need entertainment. We need entertainment. And I was like, okay, I'll come. So they would have pulled out the stops, but the dark enemy of insecurity came and I quit my business at that point. And I was like, no one's coming. This is embarrassing. I'm going on Facebook Live. This is too much. And I just quit. And it was not God's will for me to quit, but I had quit. And it was just so hard for me. But that's, my story of how the poetry business ended. And I tried to resurrect it, but God was like, go to coaching. Go over there, girl. But this
Hair, I
is,
carried it.
huh?
I think with hair too, this will get me to doing hair again. It's a creative way, and it's true. A lot of my clients or whatever needed help or assistance, or they would talk to me. I've shared this with you before, so I don't know. I just buried, just keep burying. My friend was talking to me about that today. She's like, Jay, because we were talking about money and stuff, and she's like, I don't understand. She's like, you sitting on a gold mine with my license almost 30 years. Why don't you do hair? And she was just naming off this and that, and then she started saying those the eye tips or whatever. And I'm like, it's funny because I've been looking into that, and it just hair locks. And I'm like, when I tell you it's so much money, it looks really easy and stuff. Get your insurance from people's hair or whatever, but you can go to people. I can go to people's homes and do it, or go. And I also learning the skill. I said I can take that and I can do that, incorporate it in my business too. Because it's good. It's an easy $2,500 a day,
Oh,
a
wow.
day, just installing, because it's so, and it's just a tool or whatever. You just putting fake pieces of hair and making it full or lengthy or whatever. And usually the ones who get it got hair. I can't get it done, obviously, but if you got hair, and then the certain texture of hair and stuff like that, so it don't. It's just the fake hair that connects to your hair. And I had a client in Hawaii. She had stopped getting her hair done, and she was going to the mainland. She was coming all the way over to the mainland. And back then she was paying $1,000 for those tips to get her hair done. $1,000 back then.
You're doing what you feel led to do. That's what matters. That's what truly matters. This is where your spunk is. This is where your passion's at. Yeah, I could be sitting on things, but if I had to do every single thing, every business idea that I did, I would be all over the place. Trust me, my ideas have ideas. It's like, girl, stop. What are you doing? So I say that to say, like, as a testimony, there's things that we come up with that can make the journey so much easier, that if we didn't step out, we don't know what it can turn into. You don't know what it can turn into when you do the intro. You don't know what it can turn into once people see that this is a service that's available. And because you're unique in your space, you have the authority to, speak into their life, because one, they're in front of you, because, you're doing their hair. Clearly they trust you with their head. So they are also entrusting you with their emotions or sharing with you, but now there's a format to it. Now they have the ability to compensate you well and things of that nature, but you're working through a multifaceted business. So, the part that you're opening is the part that you're the strongest in, and that's the beauty and the coaching situation, you know? So I understand your nerves here. You know, I understand like we'll see the list and it's like, you know, you
Can
know.
I?
But that's one of the biggest, what's one of the biggest things we want to do is we want to make sure you're moving forward, because even though we have these insecurities, over time they'll go. Over time we'll see that, like you said, you know, you looked at your Instagram, it doesn't even look that bad, you know. And it's just sometimes when we're in our head, that's when we mull over it. We mull over it. We think about it. We meditate on it. We're like, I should have did that differently. I should have did that differently. And even when I told you that that was in your intro, you were like, you didn't take it hard. You really did well. You were like, okay, you know, like it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that. Like you're getting better, you're growing, you're maturing. So you can do this. You just have to start to, you have to start to reframe your mindset about getting online to present the business here. Because when you have your, you know, your next intro, you're going to intro the, maybe the launch of the site, maybe the launch of the, you know, the if you end up having a pop-up shop, you're going to intro a bunch of times. But it's just important for you to tell them what chaotic beauty means to you and why you open this, so that they can get a personal touch to you, because you're a personal coach. So they need to fall in love with you. You need them to fall in love with you. You need to be on video as much as possible, because they want to get a feel for how you're going to be in them sessions, you know. And that's where you get your, that's where you get your passion, that's where you get your fire and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm stressing it, but I am saying, if your only hang up is not having a Calendly link, you got to get that Calendly link, you know what I mean? You got to get that set up and you got to go.
I know
And
you love it.
you
I
gotta,
I think I wanted to say something before you go, because I wanted to say it in the beginning, and this is only the personal thing that you said. I'm in the process, like right now. I know that I'm, don't forgive me if I get emotional, but I feel like I'm going places and I'm going there. Even though my financial status did what it did, and I did, you know, I just feel like, man, with I'm stuck now. I don't know what to do with the relationship part, because I'm like, I have had to put in so much time and money. You know, I got to split 3 ways. I probably would have, if I didn't do three ways, I would probably have a lot money left for
mm,
just daughter, like, and some other stuff. Not that he took a lot of, and I did buy a lot of stuff like that, but I buy kind of out of emotion and just things like that.
mm,
But I'm like, and then when it talks about your circle and stuff, and I'm like, well, you just, he just ain't the motivator and go getter. And I'm like, if I gotta be in charge doing everything, you cannot be offended when I say, yeah, I don't think you're an entrepreneur then, because you're not doing this, that, and the third. What, you don't think I'm an entrepreneur? I'm an entrepreneur. Well, you ain't got to really prove me wrong,
mm,
but I don't see that what I'm trying to do, stand up late at night, it's just the same old stuff. And I feel like the influence,
mm,
the drive isn't there. And I'm like, who's I'm paying somebody to motivate me. You
mm,
getting this for free. And I think I'm starting to pull away, but the only thing is he want to come and hug me or do some stuff, you know, and I know that he kind of needs me, but that's just it. I'm not your mama. And
mm.
then you can't be upset from when I say certain things or this and that, because I'm like, important stuff. I'm like, did you ask questions about this? Did you know about that? How much do you, just the car, how much do you own the car? This, and did you talk to the car payment people and the noise in the shop because it's wrecked? Okay, get them to total it if they can. Why they take it so long? You could have taken somewhere. All of that. And
Yeah.
I'm like, it's, I mean, good thing I don't have any hair. So it's like, I love the
Oh,
relationship part, or
say that.
love a man type of thing. But then I'm like, I have to be cool if it was me and my little.
So it's like you're emotionally drained and you're doing more than, you know, because it sounds like you're like the rock. Like they come
And I
to you.
want to be. I always believe a man should drive. I'm not one of them women as, you know, I want to look pretty
Yeah.
and go and meet people out and talk. And I want to be a mobile coach, and I just wrote it down all over the world because I've been all over the world. I've been to Europe, all over Europe and stuff. I have friends and all over the world with military and stuff, so I'm like, I can go do coaching sessions, or see if I stay with y'all when I come to town, because I got something in Italy. I really want to reach international. I really could I ain't trying to say give a crap about Americans, but I'm saying it's something totally different in the brand with international, the standards that we don't have here, and a lot of stuff that we don't have here. Plus, hey, the euro and the pound is so much more than what the American dollar. I know that's the big, but I'm worldwide. That's the only way to be a millionaire, a billionaire. It's worldwide, and I feel like I'm trying to go there, but
you have big dreams. You have big dreams. You're doing big things now. You're putting yourself out there now. One of the things we will see is that when people have a certain, certain motivation that they have, that we don't have because we've elevated ourselves, we have to understand that sometimes people move in maturity slower than we do. When we're moving forward and trying to get stuff done, it's like, I'm doing this unto my purpose. I'm working hard unto my purpose. I'm building this out. I'm taking care of my stuff. I'm calling the person. I'm calling this collector here, and I'm talking to the driver here and this person here, because I gotta go. I got somewhere to be. I feel motion in me. Like, that's some of the things that that we have as business owners. There's a momentum on it, and it's like people ride that momentum. They ride that responsibility. They feel the power of your responsibility and how you see things urgently, and they're like, well, I know I have her, so I can rely on her and ask her if needs to be done and things, because she's offered herself to me. And that happens to me too. People take advantage, be contacting me and stuff like that. But I have to know my own self and create that boundary and be like, I'm gonna get to that message later. When I'm ready, I'm gonna come to it, But in this instance, it sounds like you have to reestablish connections with your mate and say, these are the expectations I have for you, because now my life is going to get more busy and I'm going to need you to take the helm on some things. And that's an expectation conversation. It's one of the things I've talked to one of my clients about, is having those boundaries set now that things are changing, because you're transitioning to opening your business and opening your emotional space to new women and men, possibly, to help them. And you're going to need that help from your partner to carry the burden that you can't carry every time, because now you have to de-stress and what is it called? I can't even use the word de-stress, whatever. De-stress is fine. From the day and just be chilling. Maybe he'll cook something for the night instead of you. Maybe he'll take the car out for the car wash instead of you, while you're doing the coaching sessions.
He does do all of that part. That's the only thing. And he loves my daughter. She loves him. They have a great relationship. We have a great relationship, but I mean, certain things, it's like, I'm like, financially, we can't afford. And I don't want to do drugs, kind of like, we can't afford $40 marijuana, THC candy bars and stuff, which make you high. I can half a piece anywhere. I'll be all over the place with a full piece, just a whole mess. Or, you just keep, when you buy me things, I want it to become a time where when you buy me a gift or something, it don't come out of my own pocket or my own bank account because you use my card, because you don't have money on yours. It's just a lot of stuff. He's not like this low life. It's like one of them things I gotta tell him and motivate him and show him, man, because he be literally be like, well, what do I say? Well, what I say again? Or what do I do? I'm like, did you ask this question? Did you ask that question? Did you this, that, and the third? And it's like picking teeth. And I'm like, It's so sad because he really won't do well without me. But he was living before, but in the past, it's always been something like that. And I'm like, it's 3 years now.
Mhm.
We really could have connected as a team and really, like you said, take over the world. You just want me to do everything. You kind of ride along or something. But he's a great cook. He can cook, but he
Right.
don't know the business side. And I'm like, but if you want it, you
Yeah.
will create a business card. You
Yeah.
will. If you want it, you will. You will.
Right.
That's
Right.
what and I when I'm like this, I tend to, I'm not judging people, but I tend to look like, I would look at you like a piece of poo or the gum on the bottom of my shoe. And I'm not saying it like that, but I'm like, I
Mhm.
have to keep moving because I don't have nobody besides you
Mhm.
really motivating me or trying to push or trying to help. And I'm paying you to do that,
It's
you
because
know.
it's like you need that extra support to be like, I believe in you, like that extra, understanding that, I believe in you, I can take you to the next level. But because you're doing that, you're realizing that your partner isn't doing that because they're not capable of that because they are pulling on you for that. And it's becoming a situation where you're like, okay, I need that though. I do need that sometimes from you. I do need you to step up because you've already given the advice. You've already told him what to do. Now it's to see what he will do with your advice. That's the pain point. It's like, what are you gonna do with it? What are you gonna do with it? You know? And that's something that is definitely a piece that I can understand how that can be frustrating, and you're obviously with him obviously for a reason. He's a good guy and things of that nature, but you want him to also be the CEO of his business. You want him to take hold of that.
Or ask how the rent's getting paid.
Yeah.
Ask what the light bill this month or the gas.
Mhm.
Ask what and want to see and where this coming from. You know, ask and care about your credit and stuff. I've let myself go down so like a tunnel, funnel thing or whatever. And now I'm like sucked in and I'm just trying to, I'm telling you, all that money I had, I don't have anywhere. And I'm trying to just keep hope that, because I'm like, there's no way that I don't have enough money to fund my business.
Yeah.
I never did, but I did buy things and I could use those investments, you
Yeah.
know, there's no way. And I'm like, at the end of the day, I got a child to feed and stuff. And then with daycare or something, I can't, the reason why I want to do something, I'm gonna have to start at telling people to come to my house and get their hair done. I don't
Yeah.
want, but
Everybody's good. Everybody's good. You
I
gotta
just
do what you gotta do.
want in here. But if
Yeah.
they have,
They have, and you know what? You just keep the place nice. I went to this lady, and she had a very professional setup for her hair thing. It was really great. She cleaned real clean. She cleaned as I was eating, like it was crazy. Like she was braiding and picked up my food. I'm like, what's going on? You don't have to clean right now. You can wait till after. She's like, no, she just picked. I was like, oh, but you
and
know
I
what?
mean,
She
they
raised
go,
her prices and she monetized her business after they see the service that they're getting. They're like, I want to come to her again. I don't care if you're 45 minutes away. I wanted to go to her again and again, but she's always booked. But you have that in you, Jay. You're super clean, you're super decorative, you're intentional with your clients, you have that in you.
it's strangers and like
Mhm.
they're coming into your home, they see what you got.
Mhm.
They're strangers like that. I rather, it's not a public place
Yeah,
once
I
you
know.
get,
No, I get it. Yeah, no, I get it.
and if you bring somebody, your man, or bring somebody, just whatever. I'm like, they're, that's the only thing. I just want to keep that part separate where
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
coming into my home
No, I
and
feel you. Yeah, that's definitely, a suggestion that you don't have to take. But again, it's like, you have to compartmentalize that, but totally, understand your stress there, you know what I mean? But that's one of the things I told one of my closest clients is that people like us are rare. finding people like us that have that support system in us that can build people up and get people going, get people out there and push things. Like I need that. That's why I have my mentors, and they help me, and they're there for me, and they encourage me. When I can jump in there and get more sessions from them, I'll do it. You know what I mean? So it's like those things, when we have those people in our life, it's like we're spoiled almost, like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I come from this and I feel so great, but I want some of that in my love life. I want some of that there, and that's totally understandable. But also know your mate, know your partner, know what you have in him so far, and try to find ways to appreciate that, but also understand that, as a person who's living with you and things of that nature, if you need more support, it's okay to, it's okay for him to now step up and do that, because that's what you want ultimately. I mean, that's one of the driving forces you'll need. You'll need him to step
And
up.
planning on working and stuff while I do my stuff, but I'm like, but you kind of don't, the hustle ain't there. Like, I came back early last week. He made adjustments at work to be able to go later or something to be home with Frey. But I actually left after she went to school. He's off on Monday, so that he picked her up. Well, I came back Wednesday. Both I got back before she got out of school. No, I came back that evening. She was out of school already, but still, he wasn't supposed to go to work till 4. But those days he took off, and then he just went ahead and took off because he wanted to do, of course he wanted to do Super Bowl. We were planning something. So then he just took off the whole week. Well, ain't no money coming in.
Mm.
I do like spending time with him. I like when we're around each other, stuff like that, but
Yeah.
he has to say, like today, when I was telling him not to go, really, because he got another job out for the thing that we came here for. The
Yeah.
guy's gonna go ahead and have him a car and all that stuff on Monday. I'm like, well, you need to go see him today, so then you have more time tomorrow. So you already just give that notice to the people. You only worked one day the other day. No, I want to talk to them in person and stuff. And I'm the one that really shouldn't be discouraging you from going to work, but I'm saying now you don't have that time to really drive around or really do the thing. And come Monday, they're kind of testing him in a sense, just to see, well, if that ain't going to work out, we came here for that. I'm going to go ahead and do it, and hopefully I'll go ahead and do it, but I got to use one of their cars and stuff. But I'm telling you, when I start doing my stuff, and if I'm like so far but you be above, you know, I'm gonna look at you a little bit differently. Cause
Yeah.
it's like, why do I need you around or something? Or if you still just
Mm.
sucking everything out. We cannot just
Mhm.
watch TV late at night and then I'm so tired. I gotta sleep half of the next day and I just don't have the motivation. I'm scared and can't say about, that's why I asked you about your job and stuff. I'm scared because I at this point right now, I do need some kind of 9 to 5 type of thing or something. I need some kind of income coming in because my bills are now they've increased and my money decreased. My
Right, I hear you, and that's definitely understandable fear. I mean, before we go, because I know we went over, but you want to make sure that you look into things that you know that you'll thrive doing. If you're looking for side hustles, if you're looking for anything, that make sure it's not something that's going to just drain you completely from doing the business, because you want to stay on your calling, you want to stay on your purpose, right? So whatever you find to do, just make sure it's connected. Even if you like, okay, I'll just do a flash day where I do all hairstyles. Today, I'll just visit all day today. You're home, do your hair, come back here. Whatever you have to do to be creative with that, and it's fun because in Brain we talk about resourcefulness, so that's fun. So that'll definitely give you a lot of tips. And I don't know if I've sent you this, but I have this thing. I have this masterclass, side hustle extravaganza. So definitely look into that, because that'll give you a lot of explanation of not just side hustles, but how to handle money and how to use the side hustles as a way, a means to an end, to go back to your destiny, yes, but to help you save money, because I use my side hustles to save money, to fill up the gaps in my money and things of that nature, and how to use your business income as well to be strategic with it. Like go into the books of Proverbs, to get that wisdom, and you like, let me figure out a way to govern my spending. Let me figure out a way to govern the way I see my bills, and I'm gonna go buy this bill calendar that has all my bills, the big ones, so I can delete the little ones and destroy the little random stuff that I'm paying for. And I'm like, why am I paying for that? I don't need that, so I can delete unused services. So you want to get a full calendar that everybody in the house can see. Hey, this is coming out, that's coming out, this is coming out. No surprise.
Ain't been open touch. We ain't put it up yet.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's something I'm doing today. So that's something you can kind of look into. But when you're looking at the side hustle extravaganza, take notes on the presentation. That's the juicy part. That's the part that's going to help you change your mindset about the money aspect of your stuff, because she did the same thing. She had a huge debt thing, messed up her money for a long time, and then she got out of it. You know what I mean? And she's a financial coach with Dave Ramsey or something like that. So she's really great at what she does, and she just has like all this wonderful resources and stuff. I missed her masterclass. I was so mad. I'm like, can't believe I missed her masterclass, but I have the recording and everything. But keep pushing. If you feel like, okay, I need to do something temporarily, I do have something that's like a call center-ish thing. If you want to know about that, I can send you a link on it. It's just like a tax thing or something. They do like a 2-week 1 week training, I think. And they sent me the email, but I can forward it to you if it's still available and things like that. Because girl, you got whatever you need in your overhead, your house overhead is serious. I get it, because when I had my settlement, I still had money coming in, because I was like, I don't want to run out. I don't want to run out. So I feel you on that, even though there's money there, it's like you don't want that to be the only thing there, and that's why I'm saying, like,
I don't know if y'all
to talk with
I
people.
for Upshift yesterday. I went onboarding for Upshift, so I can go on there and find trips and stuff. But I don't have a babysitter. Like it's 4 o'clock when she get out of school at 2:45. Stuff like I can take her, but the shifts won't allow me to be able to pick her up and stuff. So then I got to pay money out of pocket for after school. Right now, I'm really just gonna have to make a thing to do hair.
Yeah, and you can do that. Yeah, and my thing is flexible. You can pick the hours you want to work to. But I can send it to you just so you can like have a look at it. And then there's also a site that has all these different ones there that you can do on the side and stuff like that. Even gaming, you have like side hustles for gaming, and you get paid to game or something. So there's a lot of interesting stuff out there now.
Chat GPT, to write people's I told you to write people's scripts or something. They want to write their bios, stuff like that. Well, all I gotta do is you do 100 of them a day, because just typing it in or speaking it.
Yeah, I mean that's creative. And you know what? This is you being enterprising. Like, even though we're business owners, we're also very enterprising, and we create things on the spot. So that's one of the powerful gifts we have. We have that wisdom to get us through a season, to push us through to the next season, and start looking into surplus. Like how to, well, not that you're at that point, but start making money when you don't need to, basically is what I mean. Find ways to make money when you don't need to, find some money habits and things like that. And just some things that you can do when you're not working, like, well, 30 minutes here, maybe I'll try this service, I'll try that. But it's like, for you, if it's hair, because I'm like, man, yeah, you can do hair, praise God. If you want to do morning sessions, like, just from this, I only have this slot open 7 to 10, nobody else. You fill that up real quick, you know what I mean? So that way, not interrupting your business.
So if I do the Booksy, if I go ahead and do that, and in the area and all that, Valentine and stuff, do I need the Calendly or something? Because you remember you said Booksy before too.
Yeah, so Booksy is also an option for you to book, for the clients to book you. You can also book consultations from Booksy and things like that. You still want to have a gallery. Obviously, you have a gallery, but just so they can book sessions with you there as well. You can put a little block there for book a consult. I think there's a block. I don't know how to use it. I'm just, it's an option. And I know you know how to use it because you had it before, but it's an option for you to have a quick Booksy link for them to click on to book their session or book their hair appointment, so that you can just send them that link and they can just go, your availability hours and stuff like that. So that's why I say using scheduling apps are good, so that you can have it around your availability and stuff.
Yeah. And I have to learn to trust me, because I'm consistent and very consistent about not being consistent and stuff. I have to trust myself, and I have to know that I can make money, and um I have to trust myself, and I gotta put in the work, the effort and the work.
You
And
can. And the good thing is you have time now to build things out and think about how you come out and do things. That's why you want to definitely map out your goals, map out your goals for the week, map them out. Go schedule your whole week if you can, so that you're like, okay, took care of this. I need to put my eyes on this in the bill area. I need to put my eyes on this in the side hustles, my clients, my Instagram. You want to put yourself in a schedule for the week, so that you're not consistently feeling like it's like stir crazy up in here. You know what I mean? You want to bring some chaos to the organized chaos. You want to bring some organization to your chaos. You know what I mean? Bring some organization. And that's also in Brave. There's organization. Stop pitching Brave because they already bought it.
Okay. What time? 5:45?
Snap. What? No,
Right.
Brave is at 8 for you. 8 p.m.
Okay.
Don't come earlier than that. You'll be the only one. So yes, 8 p.m. shop for you. And just, this is going to be an amazing event, and it's going to be amazing. I'm excited to start it off this year, 4 weeks. We're going to be doing this. And if we need to, for some reason, extend it because of the principles and the practices, because the goal is to do all of the principles and the practices, so that every single one works. But most likely you're going to have one that you're like, I really need to work on this one principle, and that's probably what we're going to do. So you are going to have a blast tomorrow, and we'll see you on the morrow, my friend. Right. Get better at sending you the recordings.
I was about to say that. I'm like, man, please send me these recordings, please, this one, because you gave me a task list and stuff.
I did. I wrote it down.
I didn't, but I didn't number them and stuff. But I want to.
I'll send you the agenda. Don't worry, you will be by yourself in the process, and I will get my recordings together, because I'm sweeping out my computer to upload my recordings to my YouTube, because my computer is overloaded. Apparently my Surface laptop is not the kind of laptop that can handle all my crazy videos, apparently. So I'm going to switch up my laptop soon, in the name of Jesus, because I'm tired of this. Anyway, but I will.
If I get this freaking thing to work, it got 1 terabyte of storage in this computer.
I think I have a lot of space, but no, you know what? It's not space. It's not that. It's because they said it's not a video editing laptop. It's not like that. It's for like streaming videos and good quality video. And I'm just like, well, why did you sell me on this stupid thing? It was a luxury item. I was happy I had my settlement. I was like, I want a good laptop.
Yeah, where mine is. I can't even find my computer that I got.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, don't worry about, girl. You got a good one now. You know what I mean? You'll get some more money, more laptops. Ooh, we're gonna definitely talk about positive confession. Well, yes, I'm changing my confession, because I am speaking into existence my wealth. In the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
We are not broke. Our budget is just under construction or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a work in progress, praise God. It's
just transparent, right? Like you can't really see it, but hey, closely.
Exactly. It's gonna get there. We're working through the things, you know. So I will definitely be checking in with you. I'll send you all the stuff you need for Brave. I think the last thing I was gonna do was a workbook, but we'll see about that. Just bring a notepad and pen, you don't need it, trust me. Because you'll be like, what in the world? I thought the event would be 1 hour, but it's 2 hours. There's just no way. I tested myself. I was like, absolutely not.
This is 2 hours.
Absolutely not, ma'am. You can't, because I put so much research into this. So I'm like, yeah, this joint is thick. All right, 2 hours. Nobody talk to me. I'm gonna talk the whole time. Nobody asked questions. No questions, no shares. No, I'm just messing. I'm just messing. I do want you to ask questions and stuff. I'm just messing around. But we got 4 weeks, so everything will be broken down into pieces. All good. Okay, but I'm gonna see you later because I have to do some things for the event tomorrow. Bye bye.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, for real. Okay.
Where'd you go? Oh, okay. All right. I'll talk to you. Have a good night.